This is where G2 actually messes up. So they have all of this. Attackers have all of this. If Xcrit wants to go A, he will beat them on the timing. So if you're running here and Leaf preemptively pops his Killjoy Molly here, so you can already assume that's one player. Okay, side player goes taps the bomb. Okay, he gets Sova ulted. That's two players accounted for. The Harbor Wall and the Gecko ult. So now they know there's at least 4 people here. If you're T1, you're thinking, man, we're not going to get this bomb down at all. Trent loses them the round because he forces them off the plant. And at the same time, side player wins them the round because he gets off the plant and doesn't commit to it and somehow survives Sova ult. So it's actually like insane that this round unfolded off of this one decision. What's up, guys? It's your boy here, and today I'll be breaking down some rounds from VCT Masters Shanghai. G2, they do a really good A fight here with the Harbor Wall. The Harbor Wall is going to block the guys up here, and then they have a teammate playing elbow here to break the recon if there is a recon that's going to land like somewhere up here to protect Trent from going into nest right here. And then basically what they're going to do is like off sound cue or off reaction, they're going to use the Harbor ult, and they're going to fight up front with the Harbor ult.
One charge away from having that. He gets himself lurched forward. A little bit of spray though. They're suspecting that, but as these two goes rushing forward, he's just going to be lined
amazing
up
utility combo here. So off this pick, they're going to rotate back to B. Leaf is actually playing the orange position here. He can hear all the way into B main. He already knows like it's going to be like a B hit basically.
Maybe G2 was going to mirror them, but they're not.
So as you can see, the rotates are coming over. Trent gets an orb. He mollies early, calls for the orb to delay the plant. They're doing what they can to just rush the bomb plant. But this is where G2 actually messes up. If you look at the map control, the defense has no map control. Well, technically not even A control. So they have all of this, whereas attackers have all of this. Technically, they're on the same page, but if for some reason, if Xcrit wants to go A, he will beat them on the timing. Well, obviously, like nobody knows like what's the free side and what's the gap. But given the ults, you get a lot of information just from how the utility is spent. So one, how do they know that you were coming B? So if you're running here and Leaf preemptively pops his Killjoy Molly here, you can easily assume that somebody here heard you like rotate into B. There's no internal clock to tell you that they left here and they're going here without sound cue. So you can already assume that's one player. Okay, side player goes taps the bomb. Okay, he gets Sova ulted. That's two players accounted for. The Harbor Wall and the Gecko ult. So off this alone, how many players is that, right? That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now they know there's at least 4 people here. If you're T1, you're thinking, man, we're not going to get this bomb down at all. There's just no chance. The fact that side player even chooses to get off the plant on the initial ult tap actually wins them the round. So at the same time, Trent loses them the round because he forces them off the plant. And at the same time, side player wins them the round because he gets off the plant and doesn't commit to it and somehow survives the Sova ult. So it's actually like insane that this round unfolded off of this one decision. So we do the Harbor Wall for the retake and the Gecko ult. So we're already using our ults and our utility like we're retaking the bomb site, right? Instead of like just hard defending it. Because of all of this util that we're spending, like we use Sova ult and Gecko ult and the Harbor Wall. This is the utility that I would expect once the bomb is already down. Because the bomb is not down, the round is completely different because the bomb player just gets out. They realize, oh, there's at least 3, maybe even 4 here. So now they're just going to pivot back to the other side. So the rotates start coming in. Okay, so this is actually a good defensive ult by Jonah P. Now, it is slightly unfortunate that they use Sova ult, Gecko ult, and Harbor ult at the start of the round. But this ult is actually really good to use considering the circumstance because you want defensive pressure. So the defensive pressure is that they can't get the bomb down now. Obviously, when you can't get the bomb down, they have no choice but to go the other side of the map. So that should be like G2's general reaction. So that's what they're going to rotate into now. If you wanted to Sova ult the plant, I think it's better if he just does the Harbor Wall. And then as he Sova ults, then they just fight up front. I think G2 would have had a lot more success if he didn't even Sova ult. He's like here controlling the mid contain, right? Like Sova could be here, it's trying to spot check for the late lurks, and then Leaf can go here, maybe start breaking the Sage Wall. Then now the Gecko ults. So he can save his Sova ult because the Sova ult's actually really powerful for, you know, these B main positions. Let's say like hypothetically that Xcrit dies here to Trent. Let's say Trent's here, he kills him. Now he can go here and do like an ult like this for the retake, which is immensely powerful, right? Sometimes you don't even need it, right? Because we've already used one ult, which is the Harbor at the start of the round. This kind of cooked the whole 4 ults kind of thing, right? So they've used one ult already. And so for the second ult, they have really good ults for the retake, which is Sova ult and the Gecko ult. The reason why the Gecko ult is insane is because you can pick it back up. If you were in the situation where they pivoted off and they get the Gecko ult again, and they ended up A and they retake A again with the ult, they would have had much more success if they done it this way, where they did the harbor wall like they did, and then they Gecko ulted like this, ultimate coming in, and then these two guys are probably scaling with it. Leaf is here, probably breaking the Sage wall. Let's say the Sage wall is broken, and so now they have all of this front side pressure, and then okay, Gecko is going to get out of his ult, he's going to start scaling, and then he's going to Gecko flash, and then these guys are probably going to get cooked. And let's not forget, when the bomb is down, he's going to cove, and that makes it extremely hard for the post planners. And if it's a really big deal, then we add the Sylve ult. I think this is the most ideal situation. And also, let's say like, you know, Leaf dies, Harbor dies, and now it's just like these two guys, right? If this was to happen and then Harbor's dead, there's no cove, right? Then you can spend the Viper ult onto the bomb, and then they would have had much more success. I think that's the most proper way if you wanted to use 4 ults on defense. But I think G2, they might have been feeling somewhat of a pressure, but at the same time, they shouldn't be feeling pressure because they were the ones with the 5v4. That's kind of how the rounds unfolded, and I think what they could have done better. They were in the driving seat the whole time. If they were playing to get off the bomb, they should be playing to take the space, right? They should be basically like using this as a cutoff point, and they want to reclaim this space. Given their positions, it didn't seem like that. So they just weren't on the same page. Leaf is going to catch some here, but a lot of unlucky like things happen. So obviously Sage has res. He hears them going up, and the moment he hears that res, it turns his attention, gets punished. Okay, and just like that, the round's over. All right, that would be it for this week's Masters Shanghai Breakdown. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!